Good morning, friends. Today we will discuss the concept of 8251 Programmable Communication Interface, that is also known as USART. Okay, the full form of USART is Universal Synchronous Asynchronous Receiver Transmitter Logic. Okay, so first of all, before starting this topic, the name of topic should be very clear, that why it is known as Programmable Communication Interface. Let's suppose if microprocessor wants to communicate with peripheral devices. So most of the microprocessor basically support parallel representation of the data. That means it supports parallel communications of the data. While if we are talking about peripheral devices, then most of the peripheral devices basically support serial communication of the data. It accepts serial informations. Okay, while microprocessor transmit the parallel information or receive the parallel information. So we required an interface in between microprocessor and peripheral devices. Okay, so what is the requirement of interface? The requirement of interface is that to convert the parallel information to serial information as well as serial information to parallel information. Okay, so that's why whenever microprocessor wants to communicate with peripheral devices, then it required an interface. Okay, and that interface is known as 8251 Programmable Communication Interface. Why it is programmable? It is programmable because the programmer can perform programming for this 8251 communication interface. That's why it is known as Programmable Communication Interface. Actually, 8251 is basically a serial data transmission scheme. So when we are using serial data transmission scheme, so we know that in serial data transmission scheme, we generally use two types of transmission. The first one is synchronous transmission and the next one is your asynchronous transmission. Okay, so that's why it is known as synchronous and asynchronous receiver transmitter logic. Okay, so when we perform data communication, so data communications can be performed between two devices. In that particular case, one device will be considered as a transmitter and another device may be considered as a receiver. Okay, it may be both. That means the first device may be a transmitter or the second device may be a transmitter. If first device is a transmitter, then second device will be considered as a receiver. And if second device is a transmitter, then first device will be considered as a receiver. Okay, so it is known as synchronous asynchronous receiver transmitter logic. Why it is universal? Because this 8251 can be used for any type of microprocessor. Okay, so that's why it is known as Universal Synchronous Asynchronous Receiver Transmitter Logic. So now we will discuss some basic concepts before starting 8251 USART. So we know that if we are talking about data communication, so what is the meaning of data communication? The data communication basically refers to transfer of information from one device to another device. Okay, so here the device that transmits the information is known as transmitter and the device that receives the information is known as the receiver. Okay, so standard data communication interface is basically required when we want to communicate between microprocessor and peripheral devices. So for this purpose, we generally use 8251 USART. Okay, that is Universal Synchronous Asynchronous Receiver Transmitter Logic. I just told you that when we are talking about data transmission scheme, so we know that there are two types of data transmission scheme. The first one is serial and the next one is the parallel data transmission scheme. Serial data transmission scheme is basically preferred for transmitting the information for long length. Okay, so if we have very high distance and we want to transmit the information, then in that particular case we generally prefer serial data transmission scheme. But when we are transmitting the information for long distance, then there may be a chances that some error or some noise may be occur. Okay, so if we want that the noise cannot be occur or noise can be easily identified, then we generally use a recommended standard, and that recommended standard is basically known as RS-232. Okay, so we will discuss in detail RS-232 later to 8251 discussion. Okay, so as I told you that the data transmission is of two types. The first one is serial data transmission and the next one is parallel data transmission. In serial data transmission, we have single lines and we transmits the information via this single wire. Okay, so here let's suppose if we have 8-bit information. So 8-bit information, here the 8-bit information is transmitted serially via the single communication line. Okay, single wire. While in parallel transmission, if we want to transmit 8-bit informations, then we require 8 communication line, okay, through which the bits can be transferred parallelly. Okay, all 8 bits transferred parallelly. So that is basically your parallel data transmission. Here we just use the concept of signal difference. This signal difference is basically used for the receiver or the destination to match that the original data is basically sent or not. Okay, so it will be used in both parallel as well as serial data transmission. Now again, when we are talking about communication, so communication basically uses three types of mode. The first mode is known as simplex, the next one is half duplex, and the next one is full duplex mode. So if we are talking about simplex, so in simplex mode only one-way communication is possible. Okay, that means here transmitter sends the information and receiver receives the information, but receiver cannot send the information towards the transmitter. Okay, the best example is that a television or radio frequencies. So this is basically your simplex mode of communication. The next one is half duplex mode of communication. In half duplex communication, the communications can be performed in both directions. That means transmitter can be sends the information towards the receiver, as well as the receiver also treated as a transmitter and it sends the information to the receiver also. But at a time, only one direction. At a time, only in one direction the information is transferred. Okay, that is generally known as half duplex mode. The best example is walkie-talkie or police radio frequencies, radio channel, where at a time only the informations can be transferred in one direction. Okay, the next one is full duplex mode. In full duplex modes, the information is transferred in both directions at the same time. That means transmitter sends the information towards the receiver. At the same time, receiver will be considered as a transmitter and it sends to the information towards the receiver. Okay, so here the informations can be transferred in both ways simultaneously. That is only known as full duplex mode. The best example is telephone communication. Okay, where the transmission mode is basically full duplex mode. So the 8251 is basically serial data communication scheme which follows the full duplex mode of communication. Okay, so that's why it is required for 8251 communication interface. Next we are talking about serial communication. The serial communication is basically performed in two ways. The first one is asynchronous communication and the next one is synchronous communication. What is the difference between synchronous and asynchronous communication? When we are talking about asynchronous communication, so in asynchronous communication there is no requirement of clock pulse for synchronization. Here we basically convert here we transmit the characters from a transmitter to receiver via frames. Okay, so here first of all we just create a frame. In frame we generally use start bit, stop bit, optional parity bit. Okay, so start bit is always 0 and stop bit is always 1, and parity bit is optional for the uses. So we can use the concept of parity bit also. The single start bit is basically used, and we can use one stop bit or two stop bit also. Okay, that is basically asynchronous communication. So here the synchronization is not performed with the clock pulse. Here we generally use the concept of start bit, stop bit, parity bit, through which we can construct the frame, and then in the frame the characters information is transmitted. What do you mean by characters information? So character means here we just transfer the ASCII data. ASCII data means the 7-bit or 8-bit informations can be transmitted over this asynchronous communication. when we are talking about asynchronous communication, so we must know some basic features of asynchronous transmission. The first thing is the baud rate, the next one is the bit rate also. So bit rate means the number of bits transmitted per second. Okay, what do we mean by baud rate? Baud rate means the number of character transmitted per second. Okay, so baud rate is always smaller than bit rate, because let's suppose if we are talking about character, so character is basically created with the help of number of bits. So let's suppose if the character contain 8 bits, so here the 8 bits information is transmitted at a time. Okay, while what is the bit rate? Bit rate means number of bits transmitted per unit of time or per second. Okay, that is the difference between baud rate and bit rate. So let's suppose if the baud rate, if the character contain 8 bits, then the bit rate is 8 times the baud rate. Okay, that's why I just told you that baud rate is always lesser than the bit rate. Okay, when we are talking about synchronous communication, so in synchronous communication, basically the synchronization of sender and receiver can be performed via clock pulse. So here in synchronous transmission, we generally use same clock pulse. Same clock pulse can be used as a trigger for transmitter as well as receiver. So the device that basically created a clock pulse, that device is known as master device. Okay, and the same clock frequencies can be implemented in receiver also at the same time. While in asynchronous transmission, we generally use an internal clocks. मतलब जो हमारा सेंडर है उसकी अपनी क्लॉक पल्स होगी और जो रिसीवर है उसकी अपनी क्लॉक पल्स होगी. क्लॉक पल्स की फ्रीक्वेंसीज सेम होगी सेंडर के लिए और रिसीवर के लिए, बट एट द सेम टाइम वो क्लॉक पल्स अप्लाई हो ये यहाँ पर रिक्वायरमेंट नहीं होती है, जबकि सिंक्रोनस में एट द सेम टाइम्स वी प्रोवाइड द क्लॉक पल्स. ओके, दैट इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन सिंक्रोनस एंड एसिंक्रोनस ट्रांसमिशन. एक्चुअली most of the communication channel basically uses the concept of serial communication in place of parallel communication. जबकि if we are talking about parallel communications, तो यहाँ पर स्पीड हमारी फास्ट होती है, क्योंकि यहाँ पर अगर 8 बिट्स की इंफॉर्मेशन सेंड कर रहे हैं तो 8 बिट की इंफॉर्मेशन एक साथ सेंड होती है, जबकि सीरियल में इंफॉर्मेशन हमारी बिट बाई बिट ट्रांसफर होता है. बट फिर भी मोस्ट ऑफ द कम्युनिकेशन चैनल बेसिकली यूज सीरियल कम्युनिकेशन इंटरफेस. Why serial communication interface? The reason behind is that the first thing is that serial communication is preferred for the communication over the long distances. Okay, क्योंकि यहाँ पर हम लोग केवल सिंगल कम्युनिकेशन वायर का यूज करते हैं, तो जो हमारी कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी होती है सर्किट की वो रिड्यूस हो जाती है. दूसरी चीज ये कि व्हेन वी आर यूजिंग पैरेलल ट्रांसमिशन, तो पैरेलल ट्रांसमिशन के दो सबसे बड़े ड्रॉबैक ये थे कि पहले तो इसमें क्लॉक स्क्यू प्रॉब्लम की अवेलेबिलिटी थी, और दूसरा क्रॉस टॉक प्रॉब्लम भी यहाँ पर अकर करती है पैरेलल ट्रांसमिशन में, जबकि सीरियल ट्रांसमिशन में ये प्रॉब्लम अकर नहीं करती है. सो व्हाट इज क्लॉक स्क्यू एंड क्रॉस टॉक? क्लॉक स्क्यू मीन्स लेट्स सपोज अगर मैं माइक्रो प्रोसेसर हूँ और मैं किसी पेरिफेरल डिवाइस से कम्युनिकेट कर रहा हूँ, तो ये हो सकती है, पॉसिबल है कि जो माइक्रो प्रोसेसर की स्पीड है दैट इज मच फास्टर देन द पेरिफेरल डिवाइसेस. Okay, so here in this particular case we just if we are using parallel communication, then we just faces a clock skew problem. The next one is crosstalk. Crosstalk means अगर हमने बोला कि अगर 8 बिट की इंफॉर्मेशन हम लोग सेंड कर रहे हैं, so we required 8 different wires. तो यहाँ पर जो इंफॉर्मेशन सेंड हो रही होती है उसके मिक्स होने के चांसेस ज्यादा होते हैं. ओके, दैट इज बेसिकली द क्रॉस टॉक प्रॉब्लम. बट सीरियल कम्युनिकेशन में ये प्रॉब्लम अकर नहीं करती है, इसलिए मोस्ट ऑफ द कम्युनिकेशन इंटरफेसेस बेसिकली यूजेस सीरियल कम्युनिकेशन इंटरफेस. So that's why 8251 is basically your serial communication interface, and that works on full duplex mode of communication. Okay, that is the difference between synchronous and asynchronous, and why we generally prefer serial transmission mode. Okay, so that is the basic concept before starting 8251 USART. Okay, in our next video we will discuss the concept of 8251 USART. Okay, thank you so much.